Hi, I'm Mo, and I am not a number! I'm a man!
And I'm TJ, and by Mo's request, I'll now be recording with a bag over my head.
And this is...
It's still new to us, damn it!
Welcome to It's Still New to Us, damn it. I'm Mo, he's TJ, as we just said, and we're here to watch every movie ever made to impress people at parties.
That's right, and get some girls.
Yes.
How are you today, Mo?
I'm good, how are you today?
I'm pretty damn good.
That's cool.
Ready to talk about a movie.
Yeah.
A David Lynch film.
The movies, as people
That's
say.
right.
Yes.
We love the movies.
The movies.
Art.
Art, cinema, flash, stars.
Pizzazz.
Yes.
It is great.
Mise en scene.
Mise en scene.
Mise en scene.
Auteuse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everybody.
Yes. We're trying to work on a banner still. We haven't perfected it yet. We have
Yeah.
not. No.
No.
Because we could talk about our lives, but those aren't interesting because we're not famous and we don't know any celebrities or...
You work for a mortgage giant, and I am a bureaucrat.
That's true.
There is nothing interesting to say.
Should we say that or... I don't know.
Oh yeah, why not?
Okay. Well, they don't know which mortgage
Give the
company
people a
will-
look into the,
Yeah.
you know.
I guess we can say what
financial
movies we've watched recently besides this one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What have you been watching?
I watched Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, the first of the... I think it's the Chang Woo Park Vengeance trilogy, which features Old Boy and Lady Vengeance.
Oh, I've heard great things about Old Boy.
Yes. Each one's different, I think. This one was violent, but not as kick-ass as Old Boy. You know, it was about a man who has to pay for his sister's kidney operation,
Okay.
but loses his money, so he kidnaps the daughter of his former boss. But he
Nice.
accidentally kills the daughter, and now the boss wants revenge.
That sounds like a real problem.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, hopefully there's a solution in there.
Yeah.
And,
Well, everybody
an
dies.
entertaining third act.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
A lot of death. There's a lot of
Okay.
death.
Okay.
Yeah. There's one great scene where I think he's the guy from Parasite. I think he was the lead, the father in Parasite. I think he was the father in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong about that. He hooked up one of his girlfriend to a chair, licked her ears, and put a car battery thing to her fires, and then started electrocuting her.
That's fucked.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of creative, I guess, though.
Yeah.
I haven't really watched any movies lately other than this one. I've
Mm-hmm.
been busy. I did find time, though, somehow to watch SummerSlam 2002 a couple weeks ago.
That was great.
That is a great one.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally finished Frasier.
Oh, that's great.
Great show.
Yeah.
Great show. In terms of 90s sitcoms, first of all, I can't believe I slept on it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I found it to be one of my favorite TV sitcoms that I've ever watched. I
Really
enjoyed
good.
it thoroughly start to end. And in terms of the 90s sitcoms, it sits just below Seinfeld to me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I loved it.
Excited for the comeback, the remake?
What is it going to be without John Mahoney, though?
I don't know.
I mean, I'll watch it.
It's just so weird. Kelsey Grammer has just gone through so much, especially a hooker bit his nose or something, or ear off or something like that.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure she bit something off, or bit him at
Are
least.
you sure? Are you sure you're not thinking of Marv Albert or something?
No, I'm
Or
pretty
was he
sure
biting
Kelsey
a hooker?
Grammer got bitten by a hooker.
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure. Or his girlfriend. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure.
Maybe she thought he was tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Yeah. One of my
Wow.
favorite 30 Rock
Yes.
sketches
Frasier.
is Black Frasier, where it's just
Oh. Okay, I thought you were talking about the one where Kelsey Grammer goes in with Jenna and Kenneth to scam a local ice cream cake store into getting free ice cream cakes and then selling them secondhand and splitting the money. It's so stupid. Kelsey Grammer goes into the store and says, "I want 20 ice cream cakes that say Frasier reunion tour." And the lady at isn't it Frasier? And he goes, "It's Frasier, and I should know. I played Frasier." It's so good. So when the cakes come in incorrect, he goes back to angrily return them because they're supposed to say Frasier. And then they show the three of them sitting, behind the scenes counting their money, and they're like, and Kelsey goes, $800 split between the three of us, and they toast champagne to it. It's great, fucking great.
That's a good one.
But no, I'll watch the reunion. But I mean, I have no expectations for
Yeah,
it.
me neither.
Series ended great. I don't know if you ever watched.
Yeah, I watched
the
all of
season,
it. Yeah.
the series finale. It's great. Yeah,
Definitely.
very enjoyable show.
I remember when I first watched it. It was a long time ago, back before streaming. I caught a glimpse of one episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was the one where Niles and Fraser are stuck in the garage because
Yeah.
Fraser doesn't want to pay like $8 or something.
Yeah, no, he's holding up.
I sure remember that one moment, and then when I rewatched it, I'm like, yeah, this is from the show, yeah.
Oh, it's so good. He's holding up everybody.
Yeah, and he's like late for work.
Yeah.
And like the end, it's like the guy's calling about Frasier at the radio station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good episode.
Yeah.
No, very, very good show. Glad I watched it. And now I'm doing it backwards. I'm 4 or 5 seasons into Cheers now.
Oh,
4
good.
seasons, I think. 4 seasons. And it's been a lovely ride.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's really all I've been doing in terms of watching things.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess...
Is that a sufficient banter,
I think that's just his banter, you know. We haven't really told any heartfelt antidotes or funny stories, but nobody's into that right now. We're here for the movies, TJ.
The film. The magic.
Films, the magic.
That's right.
So, shining moment.
That's amazing. Well, why don't you tell people what we watched?
We watched the 1980 film The Elephant Man. Directed by David Lynch, written by Christopher DeVore, Eric Bergin, and David Lynch. Yes, and I believe... No. Starring Anthony Hopkins, Silence of the Lambs, and Meet Joe Black. That movie's like 3 hours long, Meet Joe Black. The Brad Pitt movie. It's insane.
That is a long... It is way
too
long,
and
frankly.
It's so bad and so slow. John Hurt, Midnight Express, and Heaven's Gate. If those who do not know, Midnight Express is the one scene where the guy... He's in like a Yugoslavian prison or something, and he ceases to become human, and his girlfriend shows her breast on the window, and he starts just jerking off to
Classic.
it. Yeah,
that's what I would do, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
That's the only sensible thing to do.
And Bancroft, The Miracle Worker, and The Hindenburg. John Gielgud, Gierlgud, Around the World in 80 Days, and Caligula.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the worst movies ever made. And Wendy Hiller Pygmalion, the original My Fair Lady, and How to Murder a Rich Uncle.
All right.
Yes. Okay, so TJ, why did you choose this movie?
Well, I chose 3 David Lynch films that I had not seen, and I've always heard of this movie, and I knew it was based on a real person that was severely physically deformed, and I just had always known this movie had a reputation as one of the greats, and I just wanted to watch it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I've heard of the Elephant Man, of course. I used to think that elephantitis came from the Elephant Man, but I don't think that's true. So so this is like David Lynch's.
Okay, I was trying.
I don't know what that was.
I was trying to play elephant sounds every time you said Elephant Man.
Oh, really?
And that's the first thing that came up, but that does not sound
like
what I
imagine
an elephant sounds like, and we're just going to pretend that didn't happen. So
I'm going to leave it in, but
that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what? I will say I've only known about this movie. Obviously, its most famous scene. I've only known about it through parodies. Anyway.
Yeah.
There's the Seinfeld episode when he gets caught picking his nose and he's called out for it later, and he says, "I am not an animal," and, when I pick, I bleed, or something. And then my favorite homage is definitely Batman Returns, when Penguin says, "I am not a man, I am an animal," after he's been rejected by society, and that's when he decides to take revenge on society.
I gotta rewatch that one. I know it's the darkest because it's like the most Burton-ish, but yeah,
it's more of a Burton movie than a Batman movie.
Yeah,
but I love it. I love. You've got Danny DeVito in the role he was born to play.
Definitely.
And frankly, none of those characters are comic accurate whatsoever in that movie. None of them.
Yeah, because the Penguin's pretty much this rich socialite, right?
Pretty much. He just has some.
He still gets made fun of, but he's supposed to be like a rich socialite who has a lot of power. Yeah. And him, he's I think he's still a socialite, but he's even goes into darker.
Well, he's his parents abandoned him, similar to the Elephant Man. And,
I wonder if he was inspired by that.
Well, I think that was the point.
Oh, really?
I think Burton did that. That was all intentional. But he's abandoned by his parents in the sewers, and he's raised in the sewers by circus sideshow acts. And it's funny. It's a recurring joke amongst the Batman fandom is that in 1989's Batman, the Joker, the clown villain, has mime henchmen, right? They're just like mimes. And then the Penguin in the second movie has circus henchmen. What?
Weird.
I know. It's almost like Tim Burton didn't read a comic book.
He did not, no.
I kind of appreciate that.
But he was an auteur.
He was an auteur, and honestly, I love those movies, so I'm not even mad. But I'm pretty sure that Penguin's arc in that it's like a reverse
Yeah.
Elephant Man, where he's somewhat accepted at first, but it's all face value, and then he, instead of John Merrick in this film, who we'll find takes everything with grace and poise, and is actually too accepting of the harsh treatment he gets. Oswald Cobblepot, on the other hand, decides that he is going to kidnap and murder all of Gotham's firstborns.
Why did he do that again? What was the...
To get revenge.
Just get revenge, that's it?
Christopher Walken's Max Schreck character,
Okay.
He was put up for mayor.
I gotta rewatch that movie. I gotta rewatch it. Yeah,
it's a treat.
Yeah, so this is David Lynch's second film he directed. First was Eraserhead, which is a massive cult hit, and this is like, I guess, his prove it moment. Just like, okay, we'll give you some money, we give you the script, show us what you can do, and it kind of worked. I mean, the budget of $5 million made $26 million. So yeah. So that's really impressive. Of course, Critical Darling, nominated for a bunch of awards. We'll get to that later. And this kind of sets him off to like let him do whatever he wants, mostly.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, the next film after this is the one we did.
Wild at Heart?
No, the Dune.
Yeah, duh.
After that,
yeah, Dune.
And then after that, he's just like, I think like he worked in the studio system. He was like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is bad. So then he just does whatever he wants.
Can respect that.
Yeah.
What a transition from the Elephant Man to Dune.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I was trying to figure out like what
the one guy was in both movies. Freddie Jones.
Yeah,
the guy that played Bites. He was in both.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was trying to figure out like, do you know how the daughter of the guy who financed the film, what was his name?
Oh, Dino De Laurentiis.
Dino De Laurentiis, yeah. The daughter says like, okay, I saw this movie, he's perfect to direct it. I was trying to figure out what she was like, yeah. And then I saw like the floating heads, I'm like,
yeah,
it makes sense.
That's fair. That's actually kind of fair. Yeah.
Which is weird, like that's the only thing, like, it's like he can make floating heads.
Yeah.
He can direct a sci-fi epic.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's almost like someone saw, hey, this guy made a movie about a demon who, when you say his name 3 times, he appears. Let's let him make Batman.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, the parallels don't end.
Yeah. Of course, saying, like, if you're a director who's made... that's kind of the problem now with, like, Marvel movies, right? Like, you directed, like, one, I don't know, like, critical hit or something, a small-time movie, and then, like, you get a $400 million movie now.
Yeah. It is fascinating, isn't it?
Of course, they do that so they can control the directors because they don't know what they're doing. So
right.
Just like, we want to do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then you'll have the occasional outlier where there's, oh, God, what's his name? He just did Doctor Strange 2. Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi, yeah.
You have Sam Raimi, or in the Star Wars case, you have Rian Johnson come in and put their own spin. And these are guys that can't be controlled. They won't be controlled.
Definitely not.
And I love it to some degree. And I want to make this note. I am actually rewatching the Star Wars movies.
Okay.
And I've had plenty of complaints about The Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker particularly, and I want to clear the air because Mo always makes me out to be one of these people that, threaten the actors online and said, oh, this is terrible because it's got a strong female lead. None of that is true.
Hey.
I thought the production value was excellent, and I'm a big Rian Johnson fan in general. I thought the cast was excellent. I just thought the movie was boring. And I thought it was just it took too many liberties within the Star Wars canon.
Yeah.
I was not mad that my theories didn't come true. Frankly, I love when I can't guess what's going to happen.
True.
If you can guess what's going to happen, what's the fun in all that? I loved that, the subverting expectations. I just thought the movie was dull, okay? But I am rewatching I just finished Return of the... Well, I guess a couple months ago anyway. I watched the original trilogy. So I am going to watch the sequels.
Okay.
And at a future episode, I will let people know what my thoughts on The Last Jedi are 6 years later?
I think so, yeah.
Christ's sake.
So that's... Okay, so the original 3, then you got the prequels,
Correct.
then you had the sequels.
Sequels were 2015, I think, 2017.
Are you going to watch the side stories, like the Solo and...
No, I watched them both. I liked them. They were fine.
I remember one kid... what was the one that was about the mission to get the plans for the Death Star? What was that?
Rogue One.
Rogue One. Some kid had a hat that said Star Wars Rogue One is the worst movie I've ever seen. Yeah,
dude, it's a very polarizing one. I actually like it a lot.
I think I liked it.
To me, it was like what Suicide Squad should have been. It was an actual Suicide Squad.
That's true.
And it was awesome. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not a real Star Wars fan. I thought it was damn enjoyable. I think it's the best of the Disney ones as far as I remember. But
I'm all One Piece, baby, and hopefully the live action's good. Hopefully.
Jesus Christ. They decided to take the never-ending manga, right?
Yeah.
And then turn it into a live action thing?
Yeah, 8 episodes, like an hour and a half long each. Oda is in it, so the guy who wrote it, he's helping, which is really hard because it's really hard to make cartoons into live action, which we should have learned by now, but we still don't. So
Luckily, we've both seen Dragon Ball Evolution, so we don't have to watch
I have not seen Dragon Ball.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, boy.
I'm trying to avoid that. I've seen the reviews for it. It's so bad.
If you want to really be a hit at parties, you have to watch Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah. I just can't believe somebody just, like, greenlit that. Like, I know Akira Toriyama is just, like, he was out of it by then, but...
Isn't it Fox, too? I feel like it was Fox or something.
Yeah, it had to have been, yeah. Anyway, enough sidetrack. Let's go on to what Elephant Man is about. What is Elephant Man, TJ?
All right, stick with me, folks. This is detailed. So, the Elephant Man. London surgeon Dr. Frederick Treves discovers John Merrick, more famously known as the Elephant Man, at a local freak show exhibit. Merrick suffers from physical deformities so severe that he covers his face and extremities in public and must sleep in an upright position to keep from asphyxiating. Treves takes an immediate interest in Merrick, whom he examines alongside peers at the London hospital. One night following a brutal beating from his manager, Bites, Merrick is admitted into the hospital under Treves' care. Although initially believed to be of low cognitive ability and deemed incurable by hospital management, Merrick proves that he is more than he's presented as he recites Bible verses from memory, develops a friendship with Treves, and even begins building a model of the cathedral he can see from his room. Moreover, several members of high society request meetings with Merrick, including theater actress Madge Kendall, who becomes the first woman in Merrick's life to show him genuine friendship and admiration. However, others around Merrick still treat him as a circus act, including a night porter who sells nightly tours of the hospital to local barflies. On one particular night, a vengeful Bites attends, and he kidnaps Merrick and transports him to Belgium, where they continue the Elephant Man freak routine, albeit to diminishing returns, as Merrick's health is rapidly declining. After a botched performance one night, Bites locks Merrick in an animal cage to die. Luckily, this cruelty is witnessed by some fellow freak show attractions, who free Merrick and set him off on a boat back to London. Upon arriving, a mob begins to pursue Merrick after he accidentally knocks over a child. They ultimately corner him, and he collapses to the ground after proclaiming that he is not an animal, but a man. Shortly afterward, police return Merrick to the London hospital, where he has been granted permanent residence. His friendship with Treves resumes, and he's even the recipient of a standing ovation at a play he enthusiastically attends. Sadly, with his breathing becoming more labored by the day, Merrick knows he doesn't have much time left. One night, upon finishing his model cathedral, Merrick removes the wall of pillows on which he sleeps upright and lays down on his back. And in his final moments, he hears his mother comforting him, and in the end, no hilarity ensues. Okay. Would you agree I didn't find much hilarity?
No, I didn't really find this funny. I found it somewhat sweet and then heartbreaking.
You know, I was not prepared for just how much good would happen to him.
Yeah.
I expected it to be a lot more rough to watch.
Yeah, me too.
And there
at
are
some points, it's
parts,
definitely
yes.
like the one part where like they go in and they just like they're supposed to be on him, and then they force a lady to kiss him.
Oh yeah, that was hard. That was hard
tough.
to watch.
Yeah,
no, I was pleasantly surprised by the amount of ups in this movie. There were more ups than downs.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Okay, so as a David Lynch movie, this is like probably the least David Lynch movie, I would have to say. There's some parts, like for instance, the sound editing and the sound design is amazing. Mm-hmm. I find it great, especially the scenes where you see like industry and like industry stuff like that working. I thought those were amazing.
Yes.
But besides that, this is a very just straightforward movie.
Did some of the transitions remind you a little bit of Eraserhead?
A little bit. It's been a while since I've seen this.
It's not decades. I watched Eraserhead when I was a senior in high school, which is now a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time, and maybe it's just the black and white reminding me of it, and that's simple as that. But for some, there are some interesting transitions where they show men at work or something like industrial.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that.
Clocks and stuff like
that. Yeah, correct. And there seemed to be. Maybe there's some... Did you notice some kind of theme about automation throughout the movie? Because in one of the opening lines, when Treves, played wonderfully by Tony Hopkins... I'm going to call him Tony Hopkins.
Because you know him?
No, I just want to become a pretentious douchebag YouTuber.
Okay.
Tony Hopkins. In one of his first lines, he's working on a patient who got hurt in a workplace accident. And he says something about these damn machines or something like that. So I was preparing for like almost an anti-industrial message in the movie, but I never got one.
yeah, I don't know. Like I don't really know what the message of the machines are. Like, what could it be? Like I'm trying to think like of the Elephant Man, of machine working, of things like that. But I don't know. I just can't find a connection.
I got nothing.
I got nothing too.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I don't know.
And that sounds like bad commentary, but I will have a point later on.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. I thought that there might be a theme brewing there, but it didn't amount to anything.
Yeah. I was gonna think of something.
What are your first thoughts when you watched this movie?
Well, when I first watched this movie, I don't like. This is actually like the most straightforward Lynch movie ever. Like, is this at first the beginning? I was like, okay, this is good. I really liked in the beginning how it was like a horror movie where they didn't show him first, where they took several attempts, and then when the nurse came in, she screamed, and like, perfect, got it. And then, sort of in the middle, got kind of tad boring. It's like, okay, I get it. Like, John Hurt played it good. He's a good actor, and he played this role really well. Like, of course, he was nominated and all that stuff. And then, like, once in the middle, when, like, the real drama starts to happen, then it starts to get good. Then you see, like, the sweetness, like, when Anne Bancroft came in, I started like, oh, that's so sweet. And then you get to see the story go on, like, when the actual trouble starts.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was not into it in the beginning a little bit, and then, like, once the ends happened, it was like, yes, I'm into it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I like the reveal, the initial reveal of him.
Yeah.
It was very clever, especially after you've only seen him in his, get up.
Yeah, it's the silhouette portion. That was really great. Yeah.
Yes. It's great iconography. The poster of this movie is great because it shows that there's a mystery here. What could be under that hood, and he almost looks like a movie monster, but as a person, as a human, he couldn't be any further from it. In fact, if there's one fault of his, it's that he doesn't fight back against all this shit.
Until he does, and that's the moment. You're like, yes.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But obviously he can't physically fight back.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got so many ailments physically that he can't really, He risks death laying down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I brought up that industrial theme thing because this is tricky. Like you said, this is the most straightforward Lynch movie ever made.
Yeah, there's no weird like things happening, no weird discussing stuff.
There's few things of note.
Yes,
it's a sweet story. It's an overall sweet story that perhaps might not even have enough drama, enough going against this guy who's already got so much going against him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I need, I don't need a Passion of the Christ ritual where this guy's getting beat on constantly.
Well, that's true. I think that's one of the main criticisms of I read a review.
I don't want to hear what the critics say. I'll not now.
Not now. Okay.
Later. Because I don't want my opinion tainted.
Okay.
But I would also argue that not only is this the most straightforward of Lynch's movies, but it's one of the most straightforward movies I've ever seen. And what I was getting at with that whole industrial thing and how it amounts to nothing is I didn't find any themes in this movie. I didn't even find any social commentary in this movie.
Really? You didn't think it was just like treat everybody equally? Or
aside from that, but that's a little bit shallow in a way. To me, I saw it as a story, just a story of how this happened, how this man was treated back in the 1800s. Now, obviously, people are still mistreated for things that are not their fault every day. Mm-hmm. It happens, it goes without saying. But I didn't feel like the movie gave any real effort or interest or attempts to make an analog to contemporary society.
Okay.
And it's only further compounded with the black and white. It looks like this is just a piece of history.
Well, yeah.
This was a man, his real name was Joseph Merrick, actually. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to say the movie's shallow, but it almost, to me, kind of was. There were no themes. It didn't tell me anything about humanity or how we treat one another specifically. To me, it was just seeing people's
reactions.
If you grew up in an age where there's no internet, television, and you saw this man, you might scream.
Yeah.
Because it's something it would rock your world. So again, to me, it was almost like, these people are mistreating him. I don't like that they're mistreating him. The night porter who's selling these tours of his room and they're ransacking his shit. I hate to see that. You hate to see that.
Yeah.
You want to see him fight back.
Now, do you think that there's some commentary when the doctor is presenting him to famous people?
Yes. Okay. So that is, you got me there.
Yeah.
That is good But again, it's resolved almost too easily, so that's why I didn't think about it. Because, like, he learns his, Treves agrees automatically. He doesn't really have any. And I don't need a montage of him reflecting on himself. But yeah, it's what the one of the nurses says.
Yeah, one of the nurses
he's
like
not still in the circus.
Yeah, because he's just rich people are just still afraid. But people are still afraid of him. They just want to keep company with him because the famous actress talked to him.
Well, he's a novelty. They want to brag to their friends they've met the Elephant Man.
Yeah.
He's something to do, and it's almost like a class thing.
Yeah.
No, there's truth to that, but again, it's resolved very quickly, and it didn't seem to me like Treves, Anthony Hopkins' character, had a whole lot of internal conflict about it. He just kind of realized, oh yeah, I guess I am doing that. But he was still genuinely Merrick's friend. It's not like he was trying to make
He just realized that I made a mistake and so he kept on going. Now, when you said it did look like it was a period piece. Well, it looked like it was actually from the 1800s. I just said it was one of the positives of the film because this film, it does not look like it was shot in 1980. It looks like it was shot in like 1939 or 1930s.
100% agreed.
Yes.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying to me that didn't help it. Say anything about modern society.
Okay.
That's all I meant.
Yeah.
By that.
It was cinematographer was Frederick Francis. Mm-hmm. He did Dune. The Straight Story, Room at the Top, Sons and Lovers. He did the Scorsese Cape Fear, so he's very well known. I don't know if he's like, because I know Scorsese, he has like the same cinematographer for all the films. So I don't know if he does a lot of his films, but I'm just looking this up now. But yeah, really well, great shot film. Freddie Francis, of course. But.
Yes, and that's easily one of the biggest strengths of the movie.
Yeah,
I love how it does look like a movie shot in the 30s. I love, for instance, the end credits. Spoiler alert, the end credits are like an old-timey movie.
Yeah.
I don't want people to get mad when they see the credits are like an old-timey movie. But yes, they're very, succinct credits. No, that's a plus. That stylistic choice is a plus, by all means. Again, I don't know. I need to think of an example. But some period pieces, they're so powerful.
Yes, I was talking about. I was thinking about that when I was watching the movie. It's like the one we watched. It was what was the one? Not Pride and Prejudice. It was
Sense and Sensibility.
Sense and Sensibility. It's kind of like that. Like, okay, things are happening. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, this is good. Like, okay, and then
it's a good movie.
It's a good movie. Like, yeah, okay, that's fine. But nothing like really substantial happens. I mean, we see him fight back for himself, and that's it. But it is kind of like a regular period piece. Like, you just see what happens. We're looking at great things, or we're looking at very interesting things, and then that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and again, there's nothing wrong with that per se. I guess based on the film's reputation, I expected it to be more profound.
Maybe because that's what we expect from David Lynch, because we see Mulholland Drive, and I was profound by that, and I don't think I even understand it still. But, it's just like a walking nightmare. You just can't help looking from it. And this one was just a plain movie. And because we expect David Lynch is going to go all balls to the walls and, do something to make us feel something. I don't feel like he made us do that until, at least the very end, almost. Yes.
Keep in mind, too, we did also recently watch that Wild at Heart, which is much different.
Yes, but that one doesn't have any heart like this one does. It's
not at all. It's the opposite. It's got too much weird,
Yeah.
weirdness that's
It's because we're sick freaks.
undecipherable.
We're sick freaks.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. That's right.
Exactly. Yeah, but I think like this is like a good example of early Lynch and like Lynch then when we watch Wild at Heart, because like in the beginning, because Eraserhead was weird, but it also was a tale of parenthood, technically, and this one's about a tale of a man who was abused. Well, actually, in real life, not really, but we'll get to that later. Mm-hmm. But in this film, he was abused and he was seen as a freak, and like he becomes accepted by society finally after all these years. And so then after that, it starts. I think after that, he starts like kind of turning away from like the sincerity of films, because he did it once, and then he did Dune, which doesn't have any sincerity at all, and then Blue Velvet, which I think was his major hit. Mm-hmm. That's all about social criticism of suburban class and stuff like that. So I think then that's towards sincerity and more towards criticism.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Let's see. Any particular scenes that stuck out to you, or any?
Besides that one scene, not that much. I mean, the one scene when he's being like messed with by Bites. That's his name.
Yeah.
Bits. Sorry, Bits.
Bites.
Bites. Yeah, Bites. That was impactful because so it was like how humanity is still kind of trash to him, even though he's almost gaining momentum, but it would still be considered the freak.
Right.
Yeah. I would say
Well, he was Bites' meal ticket.
Yeah.
And that is, I guess you could, that approaches thematicism. I mean, it's obviously like a criticism on somebody making their living off of somebody else's, appearance or, just their nature, who they are. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's wrong. But again, in modern times, we know that's wrong. People still probably do it, but it's wrong.
Definitely.
That is the thing. Like, there are a handful of scenes, and they're all beautifully shot.
Yeah,
they're all shot, very well acted.
Sounded, acted.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's just not that memorable. It's just...
Sadly, that's kind of how I felt.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie. I was fully engaged with it the whole time. But afterward, when I was, like, trying to write down notes here, I was just like, what the hell themes are there in this? You know what I mean? Like, I could look at They Shoot Horses, Don't They? And there's plenty. There's a lot
themes,
to dig
capitalism.
into that. Oh, God, yeah. This is, again, it's just a pretty straightforward story. And it didn't really, I think part of it is, too, it didn't really teach me anything about that time period that I wouldn't have already assumed.
Yeah.
Like, I had, I know that freak shows were a thing back then. And I guess I just always assumed that the actual performers themselves were probably exploited.
Yeah.
And in this case, I think that he obviously was. I did love the scene when Kenny Baker, a.k.a. R2-D2.
Yes, I knew he was. I knew.
A.k.a. one of the...
is he one of the time bandits? Yes,
yep.
That's what I thought.
Him and his friends save Merrick from that cage. I hated when he got thrown in the cage.
And all the monkey,
yelling
out.
at him. I hated that. Oh, that was sad. That was a bummer. But again, at least it was short-lived.
Yeah.
He wasn't there long. And I liked that he went out on his own terms. What did you think of the end?
The end, let's see, what did I think of the end? I mean...
Like the last scene specifically.
When
he finishes his...
I don't think I felt a lot during that scene, to be honest with you. I was just like, oh, it's over. And he died. He went out his own way, which is good. But I don't know, maybe it doesn't have the emotional impact that I thought it would.
Yes. Yeah, same here.
Yeah, because like the only emotional impact is that one scene where it's just like, he finally stands up for himself.
Right.
But this one, he just dies, and I think we had this problem with another movie too, right?
He probably did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of on the nose. He says, "I am finished." He's finished with his cathedral, which is a real thing that he made.
Yeah.
Which is pretty damn cool.
That's cool.
But he just says, "I'm finished," and undoes his bed because he's got like that painting of the child sleeping.
Yeah.
And he wants to sleep like a normal person is kind of the implication. And obviously, when he does so, it breaks his neck. Or asphyxiates him.
Asphyxiate themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say, when I was watching it, I'm trying to remember what I was thinking last night when I was watching this movie. And I did feel something when he did die. And then, I don't know, it just kind of went away quickly. Because like, when the scene happened, was like, I am not an animal, I am a man. I was like, yes!
Yeah.
Amazing! Yes, finally, he stands up. And then he dies. And I guess I was heartbroken. I would say that. I wouldn't say I wouldn't have felt anything. But... I don't know, and then after that, like his mom comes again, or the actress, and you see her, and then it just ends, and then the death had an impact, but I think the death after the death, this confused me a little bit because I had to rewind and say like what happened.
She reads, it is a quote from Lord Tennyson's "Nothing Will Die." That's essentially his last thoughts as he passes away. Now, like. What do you think of the mother? Like, the mother's not a character in the movie, but she's like a looming presence in his life. He has a photo of her that he carries around, right?
Yeah.
You never see her with him as a child or anything?
No, because she got rid of him.
Just abandoned him.
He abandoned him, yeah.
So, he obviously still, though, he thinks very highly of her.
Yeah. Maybe because, like, I think he said one time, like, she's so beautiful, but I came out like this, and she didn't deserve that. So maybe he thinks that it's his fault. that she left.
Okay, so that would actually make some sense then, because his whole life he lets other people trample all over him.
Yeah.
Even Treves to a degree. I mean, not intentionally. Treves is genuinely his friend, but he doesn't tell Treves, hey, this night porter asshole is bringing drunk guys around and drunk women and making out with them and shit, and he just never stands up for himself.
Yeah, well, he thinks either he deserves it or maybe he's afraid because you feel like, what would he do? What would Bites do to him? So, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. He's just, I guess, he's just been conditioned to be docile like that. Mm-hmm. But he does show genuine intelligence, and he seems like a, just genuinely very nice, kind-hearted individual. More people could be like the Elephant Man.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of John Hurt's performance of the Elephant Man?
He was really good. Just in a technical feat to act through that prosthetic, that's incredible.
Yeah, it took a long time for him to put that on, but we'll get to that.
Oh, God, I'm sure,
facts, definitely. I thought he was good. I don't know, I think I put up in my mind, because one thing I heard about Elephant Man before I watched this movie, that John Hurt gave an amazing performance of the Elephant Man. But, I was putting up in mind as this amazing, groundbreaking performance. And it was a very good performance, but it wasn't groundbreaking. Maybe I set it up too much in my head.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, I watched it with subtitles. Without having subtitles, I don't know if I would have understood the first few lines of his dialogue, truthfully.
Yeah.
Did you watch with subtitles or no?
No, I didn't. I forgot to do that.
Were you able to understand
I was able to understand him, yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good. No, I thought he was really good from a technical standpoint especially, but even Anthony Hopkins I didn't think was exceptional.
Yeah.
I didn't think really any performances were exceptional.
I think the only performance I can really think of is Wendy Hiller's nurse. She was good, that one scene.
Yeah, she was good.
She was good.
The one bit of comic relief when she hits the night porter in the head,
That was like a Three Stooges film. It was just and then
yeah, it was
cut scene, yeah.
And then she has like a James Bond type line where she's like, "You're fired" or something, after she knocked him out. But everything was competently done. It just wasn't as groundbreaking as I had always built this movie up to be.
This film's critically successful, commercially successful, and I guess it is been lost to time, kind of, because it's not really remembered as David Lynch's magnum opus. That's Blue Velvet, that's Mulholland Drive, that's Wild at Heart, of course, but not Twin Peaks, Yeah, so it's not really his most his most well known. And people do know The Elephant Man, but it's not up there. I would say. I think it'd be in the middle somewhere.
Yeah,
definitely.
And we'll get to the numbers. I'm sure you have them. I don't know how this movie did in theaters.
26. Yeah, I said 26 million.
20. Oh, you said that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty damn good, eh?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, for $5 million budget,
good.
definitely.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow.
I couldn't find where it was ranked though for some reason. That was weird, but yeah, it was commercial success. Nominated all over the place, but. Yeah, I don't have anything else mostly.
To be honest, we can get on to final thoughts. Nothing in this movie was as deep as I expected it to be, or profound.
I would say I did feel something, but I didn't really feel so emotional connected to it.
Yeah.
I could definitely look at my phone sometimes and be okay, and just look back on the screen.
When I watched Love and Mercy, I thought about that movie for days after. I wanted to rewatch it immediately. This one, I liked it. I enjoyed the ride, but it's like Sense and Sensibility to me. I'm not going to think about this, or I'm not going to rewatch it anytime soon. I thought it was very competently made and entertaining, but just not what I expected.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everything is great. The makeup's amazing, definitely, especially with John Hurt. I do feel like they kind of messed up sometimes. I feel like sometimes the face changes, not in The English Patient, where they made him look more handsome like that. But I feel like they forgot sometimes what he looked like in the face, and so they kind of did it out quickly. But I think it's only a few shots. I think of that. But besides that, the makeup's done amazing. The costumes, the designs, everything. The sound design is amazing. Once again, those scenes, those cut scenes of the industrial scenes, those are great. Those are David Lynch, and maybe that's why I like those the most, because that's definitely the touch of David Lynch.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah. But yeah, this is a good film. But I don't know, it didn't really stick with me. I guess I saw it. I don't know if I'll see it again. Probably not. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like David Lynch didn't go full David Lynch on this one, because I think this was his, once again, like I said, his prove it moment. that you can make a competent film. You don't have to do weird stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like how A Simple Plan with Sam Raimi's just like, I can make a straight movie, no weird camera angles, anything like that. And A Simple Plan's amazing. So, yeah. But this one is also good, but I don't know. I just wasn't drawn to it like many others were back then.
Yeah. Hey, I think it's awesome that it was a hit. I mean, it's a good story to know about. It's a fascinating piece of, history. And it's nice that, especially for someone who was ended up with so many, such an unfortunate life, that it got to end on a high note.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice story, and I'm glad that this was a hit and not a forgotten movie. I'm glad that David Lynch was able to continue his career and become David Lynch.
Yeah.
After this. That is nice.
Yeah.
Did you give your rating yet?
No. Okay, so after all I just said, I guess those are my final thoughts. I would give this, like, out of 6, give it a 3. 3? Maybe a 3.5. I'll give it a little bit more, But yeah, this is an okay movie. It's good. It's well acted. Everybody did good. I love Anne Bancroft's performance in it. She gave a real tender performance.
She was my favorite, maybe.
Yeah.
Honestly.
She was really great.
Very good. Very radiant in the black and white, even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you know that her husband produced this?
Yes, Mel Brooks produced it.
Yeah, but he kept his name off of it.
Kept his name off it, yeah. Anthony Hopkins gave a good performance, Definitely. I did like the scene where he blew up on Bites. That was good.
That was definitely good.
That's probably the highlight of the film for him.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, everybody was good, but not the most memorable film ever, No. Like, I wouldn't say, like, yeah, it's good. You can watch it once and you'll be fine. But, I wouldn't return to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like many of the period pieces I've watched. So.
Yeah, agreed. 100%.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would get 3 out of 6 stars.
3? Okay.
3.5. I'll go 3.
Okay.
Because I love the way it was shot and everything.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. My final thoughts were overall the movie's stylish. It's well produced, well acted. It's entertaining. But I was hoping that it would have some. I mean, it doesn't have really any social commentary that I saw, other than the obvious: be a good person and don't be superficial and don't, use one another, for personal gain. It seemed like instead of trying to show something about humanity or how we do treat each other in the present, and just using John Merrick's life as kind of an example or an analogy for that, it's just kind of a strictly biographical movie, no contemporary relevance. Again, the movie was more interested in the story of his ultimate acceptance than exploring why the story is significant in a modern light.
Yeah.
Which is what I was kind of expecting. But again, on the whole, very well made. I was entertained by it. And I gave it the same score you did, 3.5 out of 6.
All right. We agree again. One of these days we're not going to agree. It's one of these days. One of these days I'm going to give the movie like a 4, like a 6 out of 6, and one of the times it's going to be like 1.
I know, I did relent, unfortunately. I should have stuck with my rating of, what was it? Wild at Heart, I think I had a lower rating on than I ultimately went with. I showed it some mercy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the problem, and I know one criticism of critics sometimes is that obviously you don't want them to rate everything a 7, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to rate everything a 7. But my view on art is anything that I'm watching is better than anything I've ever made.
Yeah.
So I try and find something in it that's of merit.
That's
now,
cool.
there are some movies that are just, fucking awful. But I'm not going to apologize for my 7 out of 10s or my 3.5 out of 6s.
Yeah.
I'm not going to apologize for it, people.
That's right. We're going to fight the system.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. You got the touch.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I got to rewatch that movie. So good. Okay, so that was our opinions. To see what everybody else thought about it.
Yes.
So this is, everybody else, Roger Ebert, of course. Because
he was the best.
He was the best. I gotta admit, I agree with a lot of things he said. So I was surprised. This continues the Ebert versus Lynch debate.
Can I guess? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, guess.
I bet he doesn't like this movie.
Okay, what do you think? How many stars do you think? How many stars?
He does out of 4 or 5.
He does out of 4.
Okay, 2.5.
2. He gave it 2 stars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I was surprised by.
Wow.
Well, again, he does not. I don't think he likes David Lynch at all. I don't.
Maybe.
Even this is like the most straight movie he's ever made. This has story, which I think he loves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he likes David Lynch. I just don't think he likes him as a director, his style, or anything like that.
Think he'd hit him if he saw him on the street.
Yeah.
A folding chair.
Definitely. Yeah. So this is like a little bit of summary, but this is what he says in his review. Quote, "The Elephant Man forces me to question this position on two grounds. First, on the meaning of Merrick's life, and the second, on the ways in which the film employs it. It is conventional to say that Merrick is so misformed that he was exhibited as a sexual attraction was courageous. No doubt he was, but there is a distinction here that needs to be drawn between the courage of a man who chooses to face hardship for a good purpose and the courage of a man who is simply doing the best he can under the circumstances." The film's technical credits are adequate. As we said, adequate. John Hurt is very good as Merrick, somehow projecting his humanity past the disfiguring makeup, and Anthony Hopkins is correctly aloof and yet vernal as the Doctor. The direction of David Eraserhead Lynch is competent, although he gives us an excusable opening scene in which Merrick's mother is trampled or scared by elephants or raped, who knows, and equally idiotic closing scene in which Merrick becomes a star child from 2001 or something.
You know what? The opening elephant scene was bizarre.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
The ending one, I could understand. That was fine.
Definitely.
And once again, Roger Ebert proves how much worse everyone else is at criticizing movies.
Because that's basically what we said, but we gave it a higher rating because we like the David Lynch stuff, and he does not like the David Lynch stuff.
Hey, he earned the clout.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
I mean, he wrote Valley of the Dolls, so who do we say?
That's right.
Yeah. Or was it Beyond Valley of the Dolls? I always forget.
I think it's Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
Yeah. I gotta get that Criterion. They had a flash sale. I got Night of the Living Dead and Thief, the Michael Mann movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
That is cool.
Okay, the awards for this season. The Oscars. The most important awards of all time.
That's right.
Yes. This was nominated for, I think, 9 Academy Awards. Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, John Hurt. Best Adapted Screenplay, because this is based off a book and a study. Best Art Direction, Stuart Craig, Robert Cartwright, Hugh Scarfe, which I think it should probably won. I don't know who was nominated else for that, but art direction was amazing in this movie. So it's the costumes, Best Costume Design, Patricia Norris. Best Film Editing, Anne V. Coates. And Best Original Score, John Morse. And also, the makeup was so good on this that they was not nominated, but that's because there was no award yet for Best Makeup.
Okay.
So next year,
next
year they made the Best Makeup just because it wasn't nominated this year. So the reason Best Makeup is around is because of the Elephant Man.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That is really cool. Yeah.
That is deserved. Yeah.
I think this has the record for most nominations without a win at 9. Let's see, 1. Yeah, I think this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 8. Yes. So it's the most nominations without a win. Best Picture for that year of 1980. Was winner. This is the Ordinary People year. So this was the Raging Bull year that Raging Bull probably should have won. Even though Ordinary People is probably a very good film, very well acted and all that stuff. I haven't seen it, but even if I haven't really seen Raging Bull either, but I know Raging Bull probably should have won that.
It'd be a good season is Oscar winners that we haven't seen, Best Picture winners.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
history that time forgot.
Yeah. Also nominated Coal Miner's Daughter, Sissy Spacek movie, really great. The Elephant Man, Raging Bull, and Tess, the Roman Polanski film. Mm-hmm. Best Director, Residence was nominated for. That was Robert Redford's year, was Ordinary People, which I don't agree with that. I think Robert Redford, I don't think there's any interesting things in Ordinary People. I know I haven't seen it, but I don't think that's he deserves an Oscar for directing. I mean, it was well acted, but visual-wise, I don't think it was that interesting, probably.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know, I haven't seen it
yet.
That at least should have gone to Scorsese.
The Academy hates David Lynch too.
Yeah, that at least should have gone to Scorsese with Raging Bull.
Yeah.
If David Lynch was number 2, number 1 should have been Martin, but he wasn't. Richard Rush for The Stuntman, a movie that's forgotten from time, and Roman Polanski with Tess. Best Actor, John Hurt, The Elephant Man. He did not win. Robert De Niro won. I messed that up. Sorry, I put the Green Santini, but that was for Raging Bull. John Hurt, The Elephant Man. Jack Lemmon for Tribute. Jack Lemmon, I feel like he's been in everything. Him and Tony Curtis.
Yeah, they definitely Iron Men.
Definitely Iron Man. And Peter O'Toole for The Stuntman.
Nice.
Yeah. So maybe not Best Picture winner. They definitely stick on the Raging Bull. Best Director, I'd say maybe. If Scorsese for Raging Bull wasn't in there, definitely, but definitely not. Best Actor, I think Robert De Niro definitely deserved that for Raging Bull.
Oh, yeah.
I think John Hurt gave it a good performance, but I think his performance is definitely the best of his career for Raging Bull.
I would agree with you.
Yeah. Top 10 films of 1980 were Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
All right.
That was number 1. Number 2 was 9 to 5. Number 3 is Stir Crazy. I know that movie. It's
Can't say that's familiar.
Yeah, who's the comedian? It's guy from Willy Wonka.
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder and not Richard Kind.
Pryor?
Richard Pryor, yeah.
Richard Kind.
Yeah, that'd be a great movie.
I wonder if anyone's ever mistook Richard Kind for
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Number 4 is Kramer vs. Kramer.
Good movie.
Yeah, one of our movies, yep. Number 5 was Any Which Way You Can. I believe that's the
Journey song. Any which way you can.
No.
That's the way you should. Any which way you can.
That's the sequel. Song. That was the Clint Eastwood monkey movie. That was the sequel. Yeah. Nice. Any Which Way But Loose. Number 6, Private Benjamin, which is good. I saw it. Wasn't like a laugh out by it. I thought it was, but it was still okay. 7, Coal Miner's Daughter. I put Cola Miner's Daughter.
The Coal Miner's Daughter?
I put Cola Miner's Daughter.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Cola Miner's Daughter.
Better than a colon miner's daughter.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Coal Miner's Daughter, number 7. Number 8, Smoking the Bandit 2, which proves if you have Burt Reynolds in a car, you can make money.
That is unreal.
Yeah.
Smokey and the Bandit 2.
I've seen Smoking the Bandit 1. I was like,
it's
okay.
Good. It's fun. Good. It's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Number 9.
The sequels, though.
The Blues Brothers, number 9.
All right.
And number 10 was Ordinary People.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was top 10. I don't know what this was ranked. I don't know. I couldn't find it on Box Office Mojo, so I don't know.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Because it obviously did well.
Yeah, definitely. I think it would have been in the top 20, at least.
Was it like released limitedly or something?
I don't know. I know it's like... I don't know. Yeah. So let's go to the fun facts. Like you said before, Mel Brooks produced this movie. Well, his wife's in it, so obviously. Mm-hmm. Chose to keep his name off this movie because people thought it'd be a comedy.
Yeah.
And not a David Lynch film, be a Mel Brooks film. David Lynch was a roofer when he got a chance to direct this movie. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. The Elephant Man makeup took 7 to 8 hours to apply each day. 2 hours to remove. God. He would arrive. John Hurt would arrive at 5 a.m. and shoot from noon to 10. He would alternate days. The makeup artist Wally Snyderman described it as one of the hardest pictures he had to do. And there were 14 pieces, not including the head, they had to apply exactly every day for continuation. And you couldn't mess up. Yeah.
Jeez.
Like I said before, many were appalled that the makeup was not honored in some way at the Academy Awards. So they then made Best Makeup category next year.
Sure. Make
up for it. So that was like, I think that won like posthumously, like they gave the award also to the Wizard of Oz,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although that is some BS because I know for a fact that the guy who did the makeup for Planet of the Apes, the original one, the Academy gave him a special Oscar.
I think that's what they said. They should have given him like a special Oscar.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah, but now they made it this like a regular Oscar nomination.
It was excellent makeup. I wonder if there's any production stills that show it in color. Did you look that up by chance?
No, I didn't.
Don't worry about it. I was just curious. I'll look it up later.
Yeah, I think that's also given one. I'm not sure though. Followed the death of the Rio Joseph John Merrick. Parts of his body were preserved for medical science study. Mm-hmm. Some of his organs were kept in jars, and plastic casts were taken of his head, arm, and foot. Some of them were destroyed by German air raids during World War II. Some of the cast survived and is kept at the London Hospital. And the designs for the makeup were taken directly from the casts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Speaking of his body, I meant to bring this up.
Yeah.
Why did they bring up his genitals in the beginning?
I guess it was just because it was like to show the freak. You got to show everything. So it was just like...
Okay. Because I was trying to figure that out. It was like Chekhov's gun. I was like, are his genitals going to come into play in the third act somehow?
No.
Okay. So it was just... Oddly enough, his genitals are perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine, yes.
I guess if you're a doctor, that would be fascinating.
Yeah, because it's still like, why is he like this? So you have to show everything. So.
That's a good point, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, I guess it does kind of hammer down the theme that Treves is also kind of treating him like a
just like a test subject.
At that point, it is worth noting that Treves thinks he's an imbecile. I think that's the word
true.
he uses, an imbecile.
Idiot. He better be.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks recalled David Lynch was not prepared for the bitter cold of London. He didn't have a good coat to wear. Mm-hmm. He was not able to adapt because he ate Bob's Big Boys every day until he finally found a burger place and he ate there every day. Yeah, so good for David Lynch.
Yeah.
I love him. In real life, Tom Norman, who played the caretaker he was the head of the Carnival Freak Show. He was not a bitter man. He was not a brutal drunk. He was a well-respected showman and founder of the Temperance Society. He and Joseph were friends and business partners. Norman paid all of Merrick's expenses and split the earnings 50-50. So he was not a bad guy.
Yeah, and I was going to get into that a little bit. Or that is worth noting is that in real life, Joseph Merrick had a lot more agency. He was actually kind of the brains at first, or it was his decision to go into the show business, right? As far as I remember reading. Yeah. Did extensive research on Wikipedia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that is good to know, too. I'm happy to hear that.
Mm-hmm. Sir John Hurt, kept the head after shooting. He stored it in a cupboard in his house. When somebody broke into his house, they didn't steal anything. They opened up the cupboard and the guests ran away. They were so afraid of it.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Definitely.
That's funny, though.
Yeah. It's the only Best Picture nominee that did not win any Emmys. Not win any Academy Awards, sorry. And, of course, the opening scene of the mother being attacked by an elephant is not real. His deformities are caused by birth, not by his mother being stomped by an elephant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took a lot of liberties, it seems like. But that's okay. You have
Makes the story more interesting. Definitely. Okay, so that was the fun facts. CJ, what are the actual facts? Well,
Sure. So I have some facts about Joseph Carey Merrick. Joseph Carey Merrick was born August 5th, 1862, in Leicester, to Joseph Rockley and Mary Jane Merrick. Joseph Carey Merrick died April 11th, 1890, at the London Hospital.
Ooh.
Yeah. Alrighty. Do you want to get on to the next segment now?
That's it? That's all you have to say?
That is all I prepared, but that's okay.
Okay.
Like you said, so like I said, anyway, he was born in, it is Leicester, right? That's how it's pronounced?
I think so.
Sorry to our English friends.
No, we beat them in a war, so fuck them.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Fuck them, that's right.
USA! USA!
You mess with the dog, you get the
horns? No.
I fucked it up. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, interestingly,
yeah.
Joseph Merrick actually was born normal. He was born a healthy baby. There was no indication that he would have any abnormalities. And it was sometime around his age 5, actually, that he started developing lumps in his skin that looked somewhat like elephant skin. And his mother didn't actually abandon him. She died when he was 11, it seems. Mm-hmm. Again, this is all from Wikipedia, so you may read it at your leisure if you choose. But it looks like she died of scarlet fever. Oh no, that's his brother. He had a bunch of siblings. They also, it seems like, had some pretty poor.
That would be interesting to learn about the siblings of the Elephant Man.
Yeah, I mean, again, the movie makes him out to be like kind of a mute person who was taken advantage of his whole life. Mm-hmm. But it sounds like in real life he was actually a little more savvy and like didn't really present as much like he was a mute or an imbecile, so to speak. Treves, when Treves met him and examined him with the other doctors, he definitely thought that his cognitive ability was not all there.
Yeah.
And did slowly learn that he was a lot. He was an intelligent man.
Yeah.
But also. Would you say Tom Norman? That was his manager's name?
Yeah.
When Treves met with Merrick and Tom Norman and asked, can I, take him in for examination, they both agreed.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was, he had to pay off the manager to use Merrick for studies or whatever. So he had a lot more agency. He was openly more intelligent. And it was indeed his idea to drop out of school and go on the road as a circus act. He figured it was the only real way to capitalize on his condition.
Does it say he was really cool at parties? Anyway?
Probably cooler than us.
Yeah, definitely. He can probably do party tricks.
No, man, you saw the way he was slinging tea with the society folk. That was, I'm sure he was.
Probably do card tricks. Probably do card tricks.
I'm sure he's a lot more entertaining than we
probably
were,
is.
honestly.
You know. Probably has a better podcast, too.
I'm sure he would have if he existed in a time when podcasting was a thing. So yeah, around 5 is when he started developing the abnormalities, but he still stayed in school until he was 13, and that's when he ran away. And you know, his mother had been dead for a while at that point, and his dad didn't really show him any affection. Yeah. So he ran away. He took a job rolling cigars at first, and then, you know, the deformity in his right hand was getting worse and worse, so he couldn't really do that. And then he was looking for work on the street, and eventually, again, met Tom Norman and started doing the sideshow stuff there.
Yeah. I think I heard somewhere he had to get surgery to open up his mouth a little bit so he can speak clearly.
Yes, he did. It didn't really take too well, but eventually Treves learned to converse with him, and I think a few other people probably could too. But yes, he did actually get surgery to help him enunciate words better.
Yeah.
That would have been in 1882.
Yeah.
So it made it easier for him to eat as well.
Yeah. So when he died, he didn't actually die in the film, like the way the film presented, right?
No, he didn't. I don't think he just...
I think he died of like pneumonia or like
no, he died of asphyxiation still. But I don't know if he actually laid down after finishing his masterpiece, and then, essentially in the movie he commits suicide.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if there's any indication that he actually laid down like that. I mean, he was already dealing with COPD, I think. Or at least in the movie, that's what they say it was. It was COPD. So his death in the movie is obviously very poetic. He finishes his cathedral and lays down and passes away. There's no indication that he actually purposefully took his life in actuality, but he was apparently found laying down somewhat, more horizontally than he usually would.
Yeah.
Treves himself actually performed the autopsy, and interestingly enough, although the official cause is asphyxiation, Treves, I guess, labeled it a broken neck.
Ah.
So I don't know. I don't know if there was some significance in that, or if Treves was just an idiot. Who knows?
Who knows?
But yeah, that's if you want to read more, obviously there's plenty of it online.
Definitely.
It's cool that someone that his life is so well documented.
That's true.
And frankly, he seems like he's more savvy about his career than I ever was.
True.
You kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
I might be a little better looking than the guy.
Maybe.
I mean, looks are subjective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's true.
But I'm glad that I'm glad that he made a mark on history.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Definitely.
It's more than I can say.
I forgot, didn't Michael Jackson own his bones? Or was that a rumor?
That I don't know. They're in a museum in England.
Oh, okay.
Or they're in the London Hospital, actually.
Oh, cool.
On display, I believe.
That's cool. So then in the music video for the one about him in the media, where it's like Michael Jackson owns Elephant Man's bones.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That would be nuts. But no, as far as I can tell, it's still in the hospital.
Okay. That's cool. Well, that was all the real facts.
He had okay, I just found this. Sorry.
Right.
He did attempt to buy the bones from the London Hospital.
Okay. So he did not own the bones. Got it.
Apparently, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
it is a rumor, though,
that
he tried to do that.
Okay.
Interesting.
So those are all the real facts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's get on to the games. Dun, 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 dun.
Alrighty. We're going to debut a little segment here. We did a movie quote game in the past, and if I remember correctly, you failed miserably at the end. You had a perfect round going, and then you failed. But I have faith in you this time.
Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Takes Manhattan.
You very, very incorrectly guessed Friday the 13th when it was obviously Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives.
Oh, Jason Lives.
Correct. Takes Manhattan is Part 8.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't that be Takes a Boat? Because
correct.
It's on a boat.
It's a horrendous film.
True.
Just the worst of the movies, which is saying a lot. But anyway, I have procured 10 new quotes for today.
Okay.
Okay, and you can have up to. I'll even give you extra time. You can have up to 10 seconds to answer these if you like. All right.
Okay.
So you let me know when you're ready, and we can begin. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so a couple episodes ago, well, several episodes ago now, we did a movie quote quiz where I tested your knowledge on movie quotes, and you did pretty well. You did duff it on the last one. You mistook an imbecile. You mistook Friday the 13th for Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason Lives, but that's okay.
Damn.
We're giving you a shot at redemption today. 10 quotes, 10 from 10 different movies. You have to tell me what movie they're from. Straightforward enough, correct?
Yes.
You're going to have up to 10 seconds to guess.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Quote number 1. Hey, kid, money ain't everything.
Vision Quest.
Well done. Quote number 2. Hold on to yourself. What's the matter with you?
I think I remember this. It's the French Connection?
The French... Oh, ladies, he is available.
Yes.
The French Connection, indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Quote number 3, and I don't give you any cupcakes, but everyone knows this one, so
Okay.
a lot of pressure.
Got it.
Look closely at the cell structure.
I know this is from Superman. I forget which one, though.
You know it.
I'm going to say Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
Back-to-back hack. Gene Hackman, that is. Nice work.
Thank you.
All right, quote number 4. This is not good.
It's a tough one. It's been said in so many movies.
Mm-hmm. But which movie is it said as this is not good?
I'm just going to guess. Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Ding, ding, ding. Nice
Damn.
work.
I'm on a roll.
You are on a roll. All right. Quote number 5. Just leave me here. I'm not the one you want.
I think this has something to do with robots. Remembering robots from that line. Definitely. I'm going to say Terminator 3, The Rise of the Machines.
Terminator 3, Rise of the... I thought I could shake you with
Damn.
that one. You got the robot.
I'm surprised
in
I'm remembering these lines.
that
It's
was
pretty amazing.
incredible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you ready for the second half now?
Yeah.
Quote number 6. All I want now is a little grandchild.
It's Poke's Revenge, man. Duh.
Who
Come on.
doesn't know
Who
that?
doesn't know that? I
God,
watched that
it's
movie
such
for this show, yeah.
Such a great movie.
Such a great movie.
Fucking love
I love it.
Porky's franchise. All right, excellent. All right, quote number 7. Why don't you go back to Massachusetts?
I'm going to say Do the Right Thing.
Do the right thing.
That's
yeah,
right,
that's a very Spike Lee line.
Yeah.
Why don't you go back to Massachusetts? You
Yeah.
can just
I
hear
can
that
feel
from-
Spike Lee in that.
That's a Spike Lee joint right there.
Definitely.
Very nice.
Definitely.
Excellent. All right, quote number 8. Well, Dublin has a very rich history.
All right, this one's... It's going to go back a little bit. It's been a while since I've seen this movie. It's been a while.
You
Is
know it, though.
I think I do. Is it Quackshire Fortune has a cousin in the Bronx?
Quaxer Fortune has a cousin in the Bronx. This man is
I mean, who doesn't know that
unstoppable.
movie? It's like I've seen
it's
it a million times.
That's
It's-
an instant classic,
yeah,
man. Oh,
definitely.
I watch that once a year, every Easter. All right, quote number 9.
Okay.
2 left. Quote number 9. Didn't I ever tell you about my hemorrhoids?
Obviously from the classic Microwave Massacre.
Microwave
Who
Massacre
doesn't know
it
that
is.
movie? Who doesn't know that movie?
Only-
Midnight movie classic.
Only babies.
Yeah.
All right. Terrific. Okay.
Okay.
Mike,
Yes.
you can wash away the failures of the past.
Got it.
One more movie quote.
Got it.
Quote number 10.
Got it. Okay.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Can you say that one more time, please?
Yeah, of course. And I'll give you 20 seconds for this.
Okay.
Quote number 10. You're a wizard, Harry.
Can I have the year, please?
Yes, the year is 2001.
2001. I was 6 years old. Harry. It has something to do with Harry. Definitely. Harry's in the name.
That's
I
right.
got it. I got it.
I need an answer.
Got it. Harry and the Hendersons. Damn it.
No.
It wasn't
No.
Harry and the Hendersons?
It was not Harry and
That's the only
Hendersons.
Harry movie that's out there. I don't know what else is out there.
It was actually, and this was kind of unfair of me. I shouldn't have put this. I obviously.
Is there a atomic blast happening, TJ?
No, it was actually from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's
Oh yeah,
Stone.
those things. I forgot
Yeah.
about those. I don't read, so I don't know what those are.
Yeah.
Also,
that's-
don't know what books are.
Hey, You know what?
I just know the word book. That's it.
You'll get all 10 next time.
Son of a bitch. Well, I gotta go back in the cage now.
That's okay.
So,
hey.
Oh, well.
9 out of 10's not bad.
Yeah.
It's a better grade than we gave the movie.
That's true.
By percentage, yeah.
That is true. Definitely. Well, next week, final week of season 3.
That's right.
Well, not next week. It's probably going to be 3 weeks from now. Even though I want to do in 2 weeks, but I forget to text you, and that's 3 weeks from now.
I am not taking a summer class this year.
Okay.
So summer we'll have more time. We can bang these out a lot more rapidly.
Definitely. Hopefully we do that. The last movie of season 3, Moonlight.
Moonlight.
One of the best movies of the 2010s. Some say the best movie of the 2010s.
I thought this was a series though on Disney Plus with Oscar Isaac.
No, that's Moon Knight.
Oh, okay.
Moon Knight.
Well, good. I'm glad you cleared that up now.
Yes.
Okay. So Moonlight.
Do not watch Moon Knight, TJ, and come in and be like, I saw Moon Knight. And I was like, no, Moonlight, TJ.
Okay.
Yes.
I will watch Moon Knight.
Moonlight.
Light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Moonlighteen. Not the 19...
Henderson.
No. Not Moonlighteen. Not the 1980s sitcom starring Bruce Willis.
What about that French film with the moon with the face on it? Is that what it is?
No.
What the hell was that called?
That was
Fly Me to the Moon? That's
Rocket,
a song.
Rocket to the Moon or something like that.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, I'll watch Moonlight.
Moonlight.
Yes. Okay. And this was considered by Vulture the greatest movie of the 20s.
No, this was like out of consensus out of like a top 10 films I saw on a multiple list. Mm-hmm. This film was on it, on all of them, but maybe not number one. Some of them it was number one.
So it's a consistent heavy hitter for the decade.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, definitely. Greatest.
And has the second most memorable Oscar moment.
Oh.
Yes, the first one being the slap around the wall.
Oh, you're talking about with Warren Beatty's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm excited.
Yeah, Moonlight.
I'm
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be the last episode of this season, and hopefully it's a banger.
Hopefully it's a banger, and hopefully we get to look at more freaks, because that's what we like to do.
I don't think we say that about this movie.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's about a gay man and black gay man and stuff.
Oh, so it's going to be a pretty serious one.
I don't think it's going to be a freak show.
Any fat people falling?
No.
Damn.
Man getting hit by footballs? No.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will give it an open mind watch.
Okay. That's good. All right. Well, I'm Mo, and I am a number. I am not a man.
And I'm TJ, and I'm going to take this mask off.
No!
Okay, after you leave.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, bye, everybody. Let's have Robert Mitchum play us out. See ya.
Adios. I know I'm just going to play this just for the fun of it.
Okay. It was still recording somehow.
WWE did not deserve Jim Ross, honestly.
Definitely. Okay, let's have JR play us out. Bye, everybody.
That would be great.
Well, we're recording still, so yeah, we just did. If you like this podcast, please like, subscribe, and rate us. If you don't like this podcast, then get out of here. Get. You can follow us on Twitter, on Facebook at It's Too New to Us, and Twitter, _Dammit. Thank you for listening. Please enjoy next time.